dad died 2 weeks prior when he passed. We were on the phone, and I had a argument with him. He was just saying, "How come you never call me?" I'm like, I'm 16. I'm living life. I'm going wild, and he was like, "You never call me. You don't think about me." I'm like, "Dad, I do think about you. I love you. You're my father, but I'm a teenager. I'm just doing what I want to do." And he got really frustrated, and I was like, "Oh, I can't stand you." Like that was the last thing I actually said to my dad was, "I can't stand you." We ended up hanging up in each other's faces. Like it got really bad. And then 2 weeks later, I remember, for anyone that's a really big Christina Aguilera fan, I don't know if you remember this song, Hurt. She made that for her father that passed. And the night before my dad passed, I was listening to that song, like letting my mom listen to it, and she was just like, she has such a great voice, and I'm like, yeah, she's good, like she's Christina Aguilera, duh. And I told her how that song was for her father that had died, and whatever. Listened to the song, I went to sleep. I woke up to two missed calls from, it said dad. So I was just like, oh, but I gotta go grocery shopping. I was gonna go the night before. Me and my mom planned to go grocery shopping early in the morning to get out the way so we could beat the traffic. And then we went we went grocery shopping, and I saw that I had two missed calls before I went shopping. I was like, I'm gonna just call him back when I go grocery shopping. So I left my cell phone at home, and I went to the grocery store with my mom. I come back and I see that there's two more missed calls, and it said by dad, and then there was a voice message. So I was just like, oh, I wonder what he wants. I wonder if he's trying to apologize for the last conversation we had. And before I called him back, I actually listened to the voice message, and it wasn't him. My dad's Jamaican, so my dad had a girlfriend, and her daughter is the one that actually called me to tell me that my dad died. But she's on out the voice message, and her accent is really really strong. So I really couldn't make it out. But all I could remember hearing was, Asia, you need to call me. Your dad passed this morning. And at first when I heard that, I was just like, no, she didn't say my dad passed. I'm thinking maybe she means he's gonna pass by or pass through or something. And when I heard that, I had to stop. I remember specifically pausing the voice message, and I was like, wait, let me hear it again. So I played it, and then she was like, I need you to. When I find the whole video, I heard her say, Asia, I need you to call me. Your dad passed this morning. And when I heard that, all I can do, I just remember just falling to my knees. I fell hard on my kneecaps. like, bang. And I just crying. To the point where I felt like I couldn't even breathe. I was going hysteric. Because, you don't think that, you don't ever wake up to think that your parents are going to die. They're your parents. They feel sort of like they're permanently there, kind of thing. And I never thought that would happen to me. I never thought that would be my case. And I just remember crying. And I went downstairs. I was still in shock. So I went downstairs, and I was like, Mom, Sandy just called me. She told me that my dad died. You have to listen to the message. I don't want to believe it. And my mom was just in shock. She was like, no, no. And when she listened to the message, she was just like, yeah, he did that. So I remember I cried for a long time that day. And then went I went to call her back. And I called her back, and I was just like, is it true? She was like, yeah, he had a heart attack this morning. And that that's when I knew it was real. What? My father? My dad was 49, by the way. He died at 49 of a heart attack, which is, I keep hearing that's pretty young. But he was under so much stress, I guess. And I didn't know what to do. I never had, I had people that I knew of die, but I never really had someone that was that close to me, that made me, like, that's half of my DNA gone off the earth, kind of thing. And that that was hard to deal with. I was 16, and I remember everyone at school, they said something over the loudspeaker at school, like, we want to give a moment of silence to Asia's father. She just lost her dad. And that was really sweet. I don't even know why I went to school the next day. I didn't even stay. I just ended up breaking down, and the teacher was like, go home. I'm like, no, I need to be in school. My dad would want me to be in school. He was just like, your father just died. Like, go home, be with your mom. I guess they thought that him and my mom were still together, but my mom was still hurt. I remember seeing my mom go outside to smoke a cigarette, like, to act like she's smoking a cigarette. And when I saw her, she was crying, and I never seen my mom cry, ever, ever. She's like, my mom's rough, so to see her cry, I knew. I was just like, fuck, like, this is real. I was just like, holy crap, like, this is happening. Like, my dad died, and my dad didn't live with me. My dad lived in Paterson, New Jersey, and I used to go see him all the time, back and forth from Connecticut, because I live in Connecticut, so I went to go back and forth, Connecticut, New Jersey, Connecticut, New Jersey. But I never thought, like, the last time I would go to Jersey was to, well, not the last time, because I've been there before. I just never thought, like, the next time, for me to go to New Jersey was to see my father, like, laying in a casket. So, at his funeral, I saw my older sister. I have an older sister, and, she lived in Florida, so we never really, spoke like that, but I know she's my sister. But before, like, a couple of years before my dad died, he went to Jamaica, and I have a baby sister in Jamaica that I never met. I know her name is Felicia. So it's Felicia, which is my baby sister, me, which is Asia, and then my older sister is named Kamisha. So we're all Isha. And I don't know. That was really, really hard. Because now that my dad died, I don't even think I'll have the chance to find my baby sister. I don't even know if she's in Jamaica. I heard rumors that she moved to Canada, which is way closer to Connecticut, if you ask me, from flying to Jamaica. And I don't know, it was just really weird. His funeral was really weird. Just seeing him laying in the casket. They like, when someone's dead, they look. I know many of you have been to funerals before. But when you see your parent, it's kind of like you're just so, like, I instantly hurt, but you're just so numb. Like, you can't believe it's real. You're just standing there, like, looking at them, sort of like, is this real? I just remember staring at him in a casket, like, is that, like, that is my dad, and I look just like my father. So, my dad, I have a chipped tooth. My dad had the same exact chipped tooth, and we have the same smile, that overbite. That's why I like, because I look like him. So that's my memory. It just, after he died, the way I coped was terrible at first. I started doing a lot of bad shit. I ended up getting into a fight at school. Not, like, I was just doing really bad stuff behind the scenes. Like, I became suicidal. I used to try to, kill myself. I remember one time I tried to kill myself, and I had to go to the hospital. They put me in, like, that little psychiatric ward that they hold you down for a couple hours. And, it's just one of those things that, you never think that you'd have to go through. That you never, like, think that you'd go through. It's more like a, and my glasses look really big on me. Anyways, I was just really, hurt. And for y'all that know me now, y'all know, I'm 26, by the way. So my dad died when I was 16. So he died in 2008. And even though it's been a while, it's still something that hurts me, because I see a lot of people with their dads, or their dads are trying to get in contact with them and they don't want anything to do with their fathers. And I'm like, dude, your dad's alive. Like, he's trying to talk to you. He's trying to be a dad. And who cares if you're 30 and he's in his late 60s going on 70s or something, and he's trying to be a dad? Let him. If he wasn't there before and he treated you like crap, I apologize for that. Or your mom, you know, same goes for mom. I apologize. Like, it's not easy, but don't think that you're ever alone. That's one thing that I felt when my dad died, was I really felt alone. I was just like, oh my God, no one else is going through this. Like, why me? I resented God for the longest. When I say, sorry, I'm a peeper, so I'm just peeping people because I'm recording by my window. And when my father died, I really was upset with God. When I say upset, I mean I didn't give about him. I didn't want to hear nothing about the Lord. I didn't want to hear nothing about church. I didn't know nothing about he loves. I was just, I don't care. He took my dad. He don't care about me. Like, who would do that? And it was really hard. I felt alone. You know, it made me regret that last conversation that we had. That last conversation is what really got to me, because it wasn't a nice convo. It could have been I love you, Dad, I'll talk to you soon. Instead, it was like I can't stand you. Why are you calling me, complaining, get off my line type of thing. And I really do regret that. But I know now that he knows that, like, I know my dad knows that that I didn't mean it. You know, I was just being 16 and young and dumb. And this is for anyone that's out there that just lost a parent, or someone that just raised you that's like a parent. You know, it is hard when, you know, I'm down to one more parent. So I feel like I'm kind of like, and my mom, I'm still with my mom. Like, my mom is, of course she's a mom. She gets on my nerves, but she's my mom, you know. She does what she can. My dad used to spoil me rotten. Like, for some of you guys that are Jamaican, my dad's Jamaican, so for you guys who are Jamaican and you have your dad, you know that you're the girl, your father's always gonna, like, spoil. It's just how it is. They talk that game like that they're angry, but they come to you in 2.2 with whatever you want. And that's how my dad was. He made me a spoiled brat. When my dad died, that's when I really had to you know, see life for what it was. I was doing a lot of dumb stuff that I wasn't supposed to. I just had to I was gonna pause it and start over, but I'm just edit the video after. It was really hard. I trained myself, not, when I think about it, not to cry, because it was sort of like a love-hate type of thing with his death. Like, I hate that you're gone, but I love that you're resting peacefully and off of this crazy ass earth. Like, you're relaxing right now. I do miss my dad. I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I don't. I miss him, but it's crazy because he died when I was 16 and I ended up getting pregnant at 19. I can also do a video about that. I got pregnant at 19 with my son, Julius. Is Juju Bear, my Juju Bear. Well, he's 5 now, but this is a cute little baby picture that I had. It's just how he was born, like the numbers. So I'll tell you guys that cool part. So my son, okay, let me tell you how my dad, like, my dad died May 4th, 2008. So he died 5/4/2008. And he was born October 8th. My dad was born October 8th. My son was born May 8th, 2012. So he was born May 8th. My dad's birthday was October 8th. And it's weird because my dad died 5/4/2012. No, 2008. I'm sorry. My dad died 5'4", and my son was born 5'8", May 8th at 8:54. So it's like 5'8", 5'4", 8:54 p.m. at night. And I didn't even catch on to that. After, when I got when you give birth, they give you like the time sheet, with the footprints on it, what time they're born, how many ounces and pounds. And when I saw it, I'm like, oh, he's born May 8th. That's cute. My dad was born October 8th. And then I saw the time. I'm like, he was born 8:54. My dad died 5'4", and my son's born 5'8". So I was just like, is this like a reincarnation? And I don't even know what it is or what do you call it, but I just know it's a blessing. Like, my son is my best friend. He's so genuine, so real. He doesn't bite his tongue. I'm teaching him, don't bite your tongue, because you gotta, I don't know how to describe it, but how I'm raising my son is how I'm raising my son. But it just kind of sucks because I wish that my dad was here to see my son. He's seen my older sister. Who's that? Sorry guys, I'm always peeping. He spent time with my older sister. My older sister Kamisha, she has one child, I think. Again, we don't keep in contact, so I don't really know. She has one son, and I know my dad, I know he spent time with him, maybe, sort of, because my sister lived in a whole other state. But I know for a fact with Julius, my dad would have been spoiled. My grandma even said it. My dad's mom, she was just like, if your dad was alive, oh my god, Julius would have been so spoiled. That's where I took it over. I just ended up spoiling him anyways. But I can't, it's hard to say. It does get easy, but it's hard to say when, because it's really no definite time. It's how long your process is. So for anyone out there that feels like you're alone, that you lost the best person, I understand. It went from me seeing my dad to never even seeing him. I never even been in his grave. I don't even know where his grave is. I know it's in Jersey somewhere, but no one ever gave me any information. I would like to visit him. I would hopefully like to get enough money one day to find him, because his wish was always to get buried in Jamaica. So it'd be nice to get enough money so I can find where he is. It's kind of weird, but dig him up and fly him to Jamaica and go be buried in Manchester, Jamaica. Or when they moved, they went to Montego Bay, so maybe he can get buried there. But either way, just still Jamaica, his homeland. And it is hard. I did go to a social worker. I went to the social worker, like the guidance counselor at school, in high school. And we talked every day, like my last period, like my last 30 minutes of my period, I believe I was in high school so long ago, I can't remember. I just remember talking to her, and it really got to the point where I couldn't even talk to a guidance counselor. I couldn't even talk to another human being about it. I had to apologize to God for shutting him out. And I knew God was going to allow me to come back with open arms. I knew he was going to have open arms for me, and I apologized for all the I said a lot of mean stuff to God when that happened, and I apologized, and I know he forgave me because I received blessings on blessings after my dad's death. So it does get easier. It is hard at first. Very, very hard. There was a point where I wanted to go mute. I just didn't want to talk to anybody. But I know for a fact my dad wouldn't have wanted me to do that. He would want me to continue doing what I want to do, live my life, just achieve everything that I want. And that right there just shows me, like, all right, me and God, I patched up my relationship with God 100%. That's my dad. Like, I miss my flesh dad, the dad that God gave me in the flesh, but I'm learning to live for the Lord, him, because without him, my dad wouldn't have even been here, and then if it wasn't for my dad, I wouldn't have even been here. So I really, instead of going back to my flesh dad, I go to my spiritual father and thank him. And you know, I don't have my flesh dad, but I have my spiritual father, and that's what helps a lot. And yes, not really much to say. You know, it does suck, but I promise you, it does get easier. You just gotta talk to God. I can't stress it enough. Talk to him. He talks back. There were times where I would ask for signs, and I would see it, and and you just can't help but laugh, like giggle, like, oh my God, like I just asked God to show me something, and he's showing me something. Like, it was just evident that he was still listening to me, and that he still cares for me, and that he still loves me. I love you too, God, for real. I hope this video it's not supposed to really help any. I don't know if it really helped anyone. I was just telling my story, but if you are feeling like you want to do bad stuff to yourself because you lost a parent, you can't take the hurt, or just losing anybody, not even a parent, just losing anybody in general, God, just talk to God. He wrote everything. It's already written what's gonna happen to you, me, the next person, them, there, everywhere. It's already written. So go back to the person that planned out your life for you for guidance through it, because that's the only way to get through it. I don't want to make this video super long, but if you do have any comments, or I'm not even like looking for likes or subscriptions, I'm just trying to like help someone that I know needs it, because I know I needed it when I was that young. And if there's a young person watching this, I'm 26 now, so you do get through that. It is hard, but remember, talk to God and it'll be okay. I promise. It always does. And while I'm looking at this, I am looking at my face. Good God Almighty. I just used my Queen Helene oatmeal honey scrub. My face looks great, but I have all these freaking blotches. But I'm still cute. Doesn't matter. But that's so past the point, Asia. Alright, guys. So if you have any questions or you want to talk, let me know. I'm here. You know, I'm still dealing with it because he's not here, but I'm okay. I accepted it and I'm at peace. And I want you to do it the same for whoever you lost that is very dear to you. So if you have any questions, comments, ask away. Bye.